Walk me through that process that you were able to figure out connecting with agencies, hospitals, etc.
Yeah, well, first off, just real quick so everybody gets this, my job in the W-2 world was I was a business development manager, which is a fancy way of just saying sales rep, and I just managed other sales reps. But I had to go into these hospitals, make friends with what are called case managers, and then have them send referrals to me. That's what my job was. So this came super natural to me, dude. Like I met Barb, right? I went and talked to Missy in the hospital. Missy ended up telling me that they worked with a company called AMN Healthcare. And you guys can look them up and probably reach out to them if you can, because they're all over the U.S. They're a travel nursing agency. And I called AMN and I just said, hey, exact same thing I did with my W-2 job. Hey, I have an opportunity here. I have clinicians that are coming to these markets. I already talked to DMC, which is the hospital that I went into. I've talked to people that are on Furnish Finder. They're trying to find housing. There's not quality housing here. I would love to talk to the recruiter that's in charge of building this out for folks. And that's what ended up happening, dude. So I think the most important piece of this puzzle is finding a resource. And I happened to see it in my backyard, and I was never paying attention to these things. And I think we all have these kinds of opportunities. And I'll talk about a little bit more that happened to me where I'm like, holy shit, this is like a massive booking. I saved a company money. But the goal is that you put yourself out there to become a referral source and a go-to housing provider for those people that are coming into the market. So even if the company doesn't pay, where they could say like, our travel nurses get stipend pay. Okay, cool. I want to be the first resource that instead of the travel nurses going to look on Airbnb and VRBO or Furnish Finder, like you're going to send them my information. So I put a flyer together that basically said, these are my houses. Here's how far they are from the hospitals. I talked to your recruiter already. Let's try to see if we can work something out. So yeah, you're being proactive. You're building your own house on your own land, because most people go on Airbnb and they go on VRBO and they go on Furnish Finder. And just like you get messages, I get a message daily. And if I went in my Instagram, I know I could probably talk to you about 2 messages that I got yesterday. And it's like, hey, Jess, my place has been vacant for 6 months or 6 weeks now. I haven't been able to get my place booked. Here's the listing. Like, can you tell me what's wrong with it? And the first thing I could say is like, if you're sitting around waiting to get booked, that's the last thing you want to do. Like, it's just not smart at all. Yeah, you're going to get bookings, but it's going to be sporadic, and you're probably not going to get the money you want. And guess what? Every other person on this block is doing the same thing.
Man, so true right there. I want to dive into more, details in MTR space, but I want to take a step back for someone who's looking to get into investing in real estate, looking at all these different options, especially for our audience. They want a little quicker path to financial freedom where, the unit count could be nice, but for me, I don't care about the number of doors. I'm not trying to throw the emoji on my, Instagram that says 8,000 doors. I care more about cash flow. And that's a lot of our audience. So the ways that you can obviously get cash flow would be long-term, midterm, short-term, co-living. That's kind of what I specialize in. But for you, why would you say that the MTR strategy is one of the better strategies?
I feel it's a better strategy because you're building something that Airbnb can't take from you. You're building a Rolodex of clients that you're working with on a regular basis that whether Airbnb disappears, now have a real estate business, which is my actual tangible real estate. And then I created a business where there's clients that I'm working with. Dude, you guys can sell that. That's a business in itself. And this is where people in real estate screw things up. And I apologize for anybody that takes this literal. You'll buy real estate and you just sit there and you wait for it to appreciate, and you get a couple $100 cash flow, which is great. Don't get me wrong. It's a great investment. But there's also these other ancillary businesses you could build. And me going after these companies and creating opportunities for myself and those companies essentially is its own company. So if you look at it, I have the real estate, and now I have this company that has clients that are coming to me that I can refer out to you, Jess, or refer out to anybody else in my market. So there's different layers of the business where I have referrals that I send over to somebody. We make 10% of whatever referral, just like a wholesale deal. If I get an insurance claim that's $10,000 and it's in Phoenix, guess what? I'm going to hit you up and say, hey, Jess, you got a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house with the pool. This company's willing to pay me 10 grand. It's going to be a 3-month claim. It's $30,000. Do you mind giving me 3 grand? I'll toss this over to you. Guess what you're going to say? Cool. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah. So now I make 3 grand for me just getting this deal. I make my client that I'm talking to happy. The family that lost their home in a fire, flood, or whatever, they're happy. And then you're happy because you got your place booked for 3 months, and everybody's winning. So it's one of those businesses, dude, where it's like, and this is the thing that I've been trying to instill with everybody that comes into our community. It's not just about us. Like, we are able to actually help each other out rather than just like, how Airbnb, it's like everybody's picking me, pick me. My place is the best. This midterm space is like a collective effort where if we're both making moves, I can come to you, Jess, and be like, hey, what resources do you have in what market? And you'll share those with me, and I'll share mine with you, because at the end of the day, we're trying to help these companies, and we're going to share resources. So instead of me having 20 properties connected to you and you have 30 properties, now I got 50. So I can essentially work those. And the bigger the network you get, the more homes that come into that market, the more ability that you have to work up with these bigger players, because now we're actually competing on a corporate level. We're actually competing on a bigger magnitude, where us little guys that have 1 to 3 to 5 properties, our network is our net worth. We're able to share that, and everybody's going to win if we get a claim somewhere else. Plus, I'm wholesaling a deal basically to you, which is pretty cool.